in our YouTube channel, there's already an interview of you, like we did 5 years ago.
Yes, we did that 5 years ago. I don't know if it's my new shop or in my old shop. I don't remember that.
I think it was in Kichijoji.
But if it was in Kichijoji, it will be, yes, 5 years before. Yes, I think so.
Mm-hmm. So in that interview, well, the interview is in Japanese. So yeah, with English subtitles.
Yes, that was good. Yeah.
So your Japanese is quite impressive. And did you struggle with the language at the beginning or with something else when you came to Japan?
Yeah, always when you are speaking a foreign language, it's not so easy, you know. You struggle for the 5 years, for the first 5 years. But if you're able to go through these 5 years, after you increase only your vocabulary and the thing like that. But just the thing is that I'm French, never I will change. So never I will have a good accent, as in English. Never I will have everything, you know, stay as you are. That's good. Yeah, just have the vocabulary. Just don't be worried to speak to everybody. Even if you make some mistakes at the beginning, you don't care. And just enjoy it.
Good advice.
Yeah, simple advice.
Yeah. And also in that video you said, and I'm gonna quote you because I don't remember, you said that one of the main problems when promoting Japanese tea is that tea farmers should be more confident. When they promote their products, there is a problem with their communication skill.
Of course.
They trust their products, but overseas you need to convey to customers, so the lack of English skill is a big problem.
Of course.
So since that interview 5 years ago, does this problem still exist?
Nothing changed. Nothing changed. I will tell you, since 5 years when you did that, I used to work for a lot of tea region in Japan. I mean, the government asked me to go to help this region, to help this part, this area, things like that. And always when I used to speak with them, I always noticed the same things. I mean, they need to communicate. They need to communicate. They are very confident for the product, but they are not confident to speak to somebody. If you are not confident to speak to somebody, how you could introduce your product to the person? And I used to do as well, because in 2014 I got the chance from the government to get we call that a jigyo, to get a special work to go to introduce Japanese tea abroad. And I went, for example, in Taiwan, in a lot of places like that, and it was me, and it was other farmers too. But I'm always very surprised. I mean, they just prepare some tea, give the tea to the customers, and just say, good. I mean, good, if you say good, of course the customers say, oh, it's nice, you know, but I mean, you are not able to speak about business about that. You say, you just make drinking the product, I mean, nothing go to the business. I will just tell you something very interesting. Japan, in 2017, I will tell you something, that you will understand everything. In 2017, Japan export only 4,000 tons of tea abroad, right? Abroad, 4,000 tons of tea abroad. But during this time, we import in Japan 30,000 tons of tea in Japan. It's only 130 million of persons. We import in Japan 30,000 tons of tea, and we export only 4,000. So when you speak about that, you understand the communication problems that they have. You need to be the opposite. We need to import only 4,000 because we need sometimes to have some normal black tea which is coming from Darjeeling or something like that, because it's good too, I mean. But only 4,000 tons is enough, no? And Japan will be able to send abroad, if they have the communication, 30,000 tons of tea. That is the opposite, you know. So you can understand that nothing changed. Now, because they want to speak clearly, they want to speak, how do you call that, without any mistakes. But do some mistakes. Do some mistakes and improve by yourself, you know. If you look at the customers and the person that you are speaking with, if you try to speak like that, if they you don't understand, you change your sentence. And they need to know that the person who are in front of them, for example, when I go in Taiwan, the person who are in front of them speak Chinese normally, speak Taiwanese, and they are speaking Japanese. to communicate, they used to speak by English, but most of them are not so good by English. It's okay, speak. If you don't know, do as a Latin, you use your hands. You say you, me, drink, good. Use your hands. So that if you have some hands, if you make some mistakes, it's good. But just you need to improve. Because they're always, they're always thinking that if they are not good, person will laugh. No, they won't laugh. No, they won't laugh. They will just maybe say, what are you speaking about? Could you repeat again? They would say something like that. I mean, very simple things. And just improve by yourself. That's a big problem. Just remember, 4,000, 30,000, you will understand everything. Yeah. That's a good point. And besides, it's only for the tea. So you could imagine for the sake, you could imagine for the Japanese wine, you could imagine for the wagyu, with the Japanese beef, you could imagine for all the products, Japanese products, will be the same.
So this problem happens in every kind of industry, not only Japanese tea.
Everything. And I'm very surprised because when I came in Japan at the beginning, it was in 1992, I'm very surprised about the number of foreigners actually in Japan. And this time it wasn't so much. It wasn't so much. Maybe when I was in here, it wasn't so much French. Actually, most of the hotel, international hotel, everything, so most of the person on the top position are foreigners. I mean, if I was Japanese, I need to think something, So that it's good to when you think that something is different, take that not as a problem, take that as a challenge, That's better. I like challenge. No, nothing is problem, everything is challenge. So if you are able to challenge, you are good. That's the way that I do it.
So in these 5 years, nothing has changed in the Japanese industry?
No, not at all. Going little by little, because of course the person around learn. I'm very surprised in my shop, for example, when the customers from Europe is coming, some of them knows more than most of the Japanese about tea, because the Japanese tea is so common for them that they don't need to learn. They think that it's normal things, It's the last thing free of charge in Japan is Japanese tea. When you go to the restaurant, if you want at the end the tea, you ask for Japanese tea. If they have, they will give you. And they won't charge that. They won't charge that. They need to charge it. That's coming from the mountainside. Takes 1 year to prepare the leaves. Takes 6 hours to make the leaves able to be tea. After, takes some time to go to the town. Need to be sold by somebody. Need to be bring to your place. And you are making the things. I mean, I don't understand why the tea is still free. So it's so that if they don't change this kind of thinking, the tea won't be better than this actually.
What is your next goal?
My next goal, actually, I'm working, as I told you, I'm working, as I will tell you, to go out of Japan. Because if the foreigners are not able to come to my place, I need to go to them. And in 2017, 4,000, 30,000, when you understand that, you understand everything. So I have a lot of job to do outside. I don't need to convince, the Japanese. They are already convinced. And most of the person are young, so the person who come to my companies are young. They will follow to come to my place. And it's good to have only one shop. I don't want to
expand.
Because after it's a lot of things to do. I prefer to go outside, to introduce and to make them drink Japanese tea. Better for me.
And can you give a message to foreigners who might want to settle down here in Japan, have their own business? Any advice, warning?
Do you want? Do you want a name? I will be short or is it okay? I need to know because I have so much things to say. No, most of the person are coming here. Yes, okay. It's so easy. Everybody is coming here, and most of the person say, I want to stay here, I want to work here. why not? But nothing is easy to do. So you need first to understand what is around you, which kind of person you are living with, which kind of country you are in, and try to find something that you are really able to give all your energy inside. And I will tell you the most important thing, don't be Japanese. Because most of the person who want to do something here, they start to be Japanese. Put some of your hairs like that, put some Japanese clothes. Forget that, you are foreigners. Be in Japan as a foreigner, that will help the Japanese a lot. That will help the Japanese products a lot. Be yourself. Be the thing that you are able to do. Don't try to be like them. Well, that's my thing.
What about, do you have a message for Japanese people maybe?
For Japanese people, I have a message for the Japanese people. For the Japanese people, will be the opposite. Be Japanese, speak a lot with everybody. And make some fault, that's okay. Nobody will say, oh, you are wrong. No. Everybody will say, oh, yes, oh, you speak a good English, everything like that. It's okay. And think that the person will tell you, you speak a good English, they are French. So forget that. We are all foreigners, So just speak. Go to Japan, to the English school. You don't need to only speak in your company like that, 10% to know how you could do in Paris, blah, 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 blah. No, go to the English school and learn. Only 3 or 4 times a month, it's enough. Go and learn. Like that you could make a better result. I'm sure of that. Make some fault when you're speaking, but speak. Voilà. That's the thing I want to say to the Japanese one.
It's good to make mistakes. I see. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I see you again. I will be going to your store again. I need to get more of this chocominto, and I want to try some flavors. And see you next time on the next video on QTV.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.